What if you could get everything you ever wanted and all it took was asking for it? You could get the title that you wanted. You could get the salary that you wanted. You could even get the house that you wanted. And all you had to do was ask. In this video, I'm going to help you get over your fears and ask for exactly what you want. What's up, leaders? Rico here. So many people have said to me that they're frustrated because they can't get what they want. Whether it's a promotion, a raise, a better price on something, or even to have that special night with their favorite someone. You know who you are. I'm talking to you. And we end up living our lives in frustration, regret, and fear, missing out on so many great things that we could have. But let's first talk about why it's so hard to ask for the things that we want. The first fear, we're afraid of being rejected. This is probably the biggest fear that we all have. What if I ask for the special night and they reject me? What if I ask for a raise or for promotion and they reject me? We're so afraid of rejection because in our minds it means we aren't good enough, or they must not like me, or they don't value me. Sure, you can go with that narrative, but how does that help you? What do you gain from that mindset? What if they simply said no because it wasn't the right time? Things could be physically not okay for your special night. Budgets may not have been finalized yet, so raises are in the air. Maybe there's a hiring and promotion freeze. What is really happening is when we hear no, we take that as a rejection of ourselves, and since many of us are afraid to fail, this rejection reinforces that inner narrative. What really happened? Circumstances were not right and we got a no. Those are just the facts. The rest of that stuff about rejection and fear, that's just all in our heads. The second fear is we're afraid to offend the other person. This is an offshoot of the fear of being rejected. And did you know that according to Career Builder, 73% of employers expect some negotiating when they offer a job? And did you know that more than half of candidates, 55% to be exact, don't even attempt to negotiate? They just take what they're given. And I've helped so many people get over this, and what I overwhelmingly hear is that they're afraid to offend the hiring manager or do something to cost them the offer. They're so afraid to lose the offer that they're willing to just take whatever it is that they're given. Now, I've been a hiring manager for over 20 years. If you got hired by me, you're probably lucky because I had teams that helped me do market research and pay more than fair salaries. But most hiring managers will pay you enough to take the job and not to quit. Is that who you want dictating your worth? I sure as hell don't. So in that scenario, you can replace job offer or salary with a promotion, a raise, a better price on a house, a night with your partner. And if you don't ask, how will you know? And if you do offend them by asking for what you want and what you feel is right, what do you think that long-term relationship will look like? Do you want to work for someone who won't fight for your salary or promotion? Or at the very least, hear you out? I know how that ends. I think you know how that ends. Okay, now let's get into how to shift your mindset. And spoiler alert, we already touched on some of them. Just like it'd be good if you could touch that like button right about now. First is ask yourself, what do I have to lose? This is a great way to at least understand what the worst case scenario can be. And not one you made up in your head, but really go through the process. If you ask for a higher offer and they say no, you can decide if that's still the job for you at that pay. If they get offended, yeah, maybe they take back the offer, but not likely. And is that someone you want to work for? I have never heard, done, or seen someone get a job offer rescinded because the candidate asked for more pay. If you demand it, that's another story. But having a conversation is much different than demanding. The same goes for a night with your partner. If they say, not tonight, yes, you can feel rejected, or you can simply take it as literally, not tonight. Do you really think your partner will leave you because you asked to be with them? If they do, you've probably done way more stuff to create that reaction. The next question to ask yourself, and this is an immediate follow-up to the first one, what do I have to gain? Now this is where it gets fun. If you did negotiate, what if they said yes? How would you feel to get what you asked for? How would you feel walking into that job knowing the hiring manager gave you what you wanted? How much more energizing is that? How would you approach work knowing that you're getting paid well? But if you don't ask, this doesn't even become an option. Same for the night with your partner. If you don't ask or prompt, what are you expecting? If you did ask or prompt and got what you wanted, how would that make you feel? Better to ask and know than to just tell ourselves these negative stories. So that's it. It's a simple concept to get what you want. The biggest lesson to get what you want is to ask for it. It doesn't mean you're always going to get it, but even if you only got what you wanted half the time, how much better could your life be? If you're not asking for what you want, how much are you missing out on right now? Don't be afraid of rejection. It doesn't mean they're rejecting you. They're just saving you from a lot of headaches ahead. Don't be afraid to offend someone, unless of course you're being a jerk about it. There are always logical reasons, and the stories we tell ourselves are hardly ever based in logic. If I offend them, they'll fire me and I'll be homeless. I've had that same exact fear. I've never been fired, I've never been homeless. Not a brag, more so saying I have no proof of that outcome except for the fears in my head and the stories I told myself. And ask yourself these important questions. What do I have to lose? And more importantly, what do I have to gain? If you're having trouble shifting that mindset and really living the life you've always wanted, then check out this video next on how to live your best life as often as humanly possible. As always, if you enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm here to help you create the life you've always wanted. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.